A Texas nurse is on trial for murder. His trial began today. We have the story.
Stay with us to hear why you should steer clear of Welch Street.
Taking your frustrations out in a colorful way, a new approach to relieving all that stress.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Hannah Gonzalez.
And I'm Andrew Fancher. A Denton police officer has been arrested for assaulting and injuring a family member. Daniel Neighbors was arrested by the Aubrey Police Department, cooperating closely with Denton PD. Neighbors is a 9-year patrol veteran with the Denton Police Department. No other details regarding his case has been released. We think of nurses as saving lives, but today in Tyler, a nurse is on trial for the murder of 4 people. We have KLTV's Julian Esparza with more.
It turns out a hospital is the perfect place for a serial killer to hide.
The prosecution in the trial of William Davis began opening arguments this morning, beginning the task of convincing the jury that Davis killed multiple patients while he worked as a nurse at Christus's Lewis and Peaches Owen Heart Hospital in Tyler.
And in 2017 to 2018, he went in several patients' rooms without anybody looking, without anybody knowing it, and he injected air into their arterial lines to kill them.
The prosecution showing the jury some of the patients they say underwent successful surgeries, only to later take a turn for the worst. Chris Greenaway's widow, Donna Thedford, taking the stand, saying her husband looked to be in good shape after open heart surgery.
He said that he felt great, he was hurting, but they said that was so wrong. Anyway, so we kissed, love you, I'll see you tomorrow morning because they were going to. The next morning they said they were going to get him up by 5.
Thedford says she went home for the night and got a call early the next morning saying her husband's condition had deteriorated. Wiping away tears, she recalled gathering friends and family members to say goodbye. Chris Greenaway died August 6, 2017. The prosecution saying doctors found an alarming amount of air had been pumped into his arterial lines. The defense acknowledging 4 people died, all under similar circumstances.
The problem with people being in CVICU, which is a cardiovascular ICU unit, is that they were very sick to get there. You don't go have heart surgery when you're top-notch healthy. These people had illness, these people had sickness, and these people had issues. And you will find out that it's not uncommon for people to have stroke and other problems after heart surgery.
William Davis watched and listened as Christus anesthesiologist Dr. Norman Sulzer demonstrated for the jury proper protocols to care for patients. He says he never suspected one of their own could be capable of intentionally hurting a patient. The defense questioning whether Davis played a role.
And I don't even know if there's evidence to prove these people were intentionally harmed. We'll have to figure that out.
Davis's defense attorney said his client was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Andrew, I was promised rain, yet it was another hot day in Texas.
That's absolutely right, Hannah. And with 1 day left in September, I sure hope to see some Halloween weather. Our weather anchor Jasmine Carrillo has more.
Well, Andrew, you are out of tricks because you're in for a treat. Texas is adjusting to that cooler weather that we're supposed to be having this time of year. Getting into our first look at our current conditions, we are seeing at a warm 90 degrees with clear skies and a wind speed of 12 miles per hour. Getting into tonight's conditions, we do have a 30% chance of showers with those cooler temperatures sitting right at 70 degrees and a wind speed of 20 miles per hour southeast. Looking into tomorrow's conditions, those clouds are going to continue into the next day with a 60% chance of showers. Looking into those cooler temperatures of 87 degrees with 20 mile per hour wind speeds. Back to you at the desk.
YouTube announced this morning that they will not allow any misinformation on the spread of COVID on their platform. The video sharing company will begin removing videos that make false claims about approved vaccinations. Content creators that claim approved vaccines can lead to health problems, such as autism or cancer, will have their videos taken down. Creators could also receive up to 3 strikes on their accounts before being permanently suspended from the platform. YouTube has stated that creators with a severe violation or a channel that consistently violates policy may have their accounts taken down after only one violation. However, YouTube will allow some exceptions for their new policy. Videos with historical information about vaccine and vaccine trials will still be allowed on their platform.
On Wednesday, the U.S. Centers for Disease and Control and Prevention released new data. It reveals that 55.8% of all Americans are fully vaccinated. That's more than 185 million people. While the majority of Americans are fully vaxxed, only about 3.5 million of those people have gotten a booster dose over the last month and a half. Additionally, a new report has found that the 7-day average of new vaccinations is at one of the lowest points since the CDC started tracking in January. As vaccination numbers rise, the number of COVID deaths are going down. The CDC is projecting that new COVID-19 deaths are likely to drop in the next month. It's the first time since June that the U.S. has seen a decrease in COVID-related deaths. The CDC projects a total of 724,000 to 753,000 deaths reported by October 23rd. The total number of COVID-19 deaths in the U.S. stands at just over 693,000. Additionally, the agency says for the third week, COVID hospitalizations will go down. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, more than 79,000 people were hospitalized with COVID-19 as of Tuesday. COVID testing on campus is back with the second phase starting next week. The computer program will select a random group of 2,000 campus community members, regardless of vaccination status for testing. If selected, you'll be notified via email for voluntary testing. This comes after UNT President Neil Smatras reported high participation of 90% from faculty and 81% from students. Currently, there are about 73% of faculty and 54% of students that have received the vaccine.
Well, we all know the parking situation around campus can be very overwhelming. Campus construction has affected available parking lots and streets. ntTV's Camille Ryan is at the new art studio construction site with details about street closures that you should be aware of. Camille?
That's right. Well, guys, Welch Street, which is right behind me, will be shut down until October 14th. So UNT students, I would steer clear of this area if I was you until then. And the reason why? UNT's newest art studio is being built. The studio will have ceramics and graduate studios for the art department. But right now, UNT is placing the optic fiber that is needed for the building underneath the streets. So they are digging up the roads to do just that. Foot traffic and vehicles will be blocked from this area until the project is complete. That's all I have right now. Back to you guys in the studio.
As drivers, sometimes we aren't mindful of our surroundings. Thankfully, the Texas Women's University is taking a step to improve the safety of pedestrians. ntTV's Madison McFarland is on the TW campus with more. Is school stressing you out? Well, Bortman's Bookshop has just the thing to calm your mind. ntTV's Gabby Carden has more.
Most Denton residents visit 1314 Hickory Street for their textbooks, art supplies, and Mean Green merchandise. Now they come for a one-of-a-kind experience.
I know that through the community and through a lot of use of it and the growing Denton arts community, it kind of needed a home. Graffiti needed a home. So Bortman's was kind enough to use the Nook and provide space for artists.
Fortman's Spray Paint Nook is a public area where anyone can come to add their own art or just check out the view.
It's just really fun, and most people don't ever really get the chance to spray paint creatively. You know, maybe they'll spray paint a chair in their house, but not like a big piece of art, you know.
I really enjoy that this is here, like as an asset to me as a student, you know. It feels like a place where I can come to like express myself and see how other people are expressing themselves.
There's not really any spaces like this, at least not that I know of in this general vicinity, that you can kind of just go for free and just do whatever you want.
It's always changing. You can come back each week and it seems like the walls have just been replaced.
People with any level of art skills can participate, whether they create professional-looking graffiti or just want to spread their message. Wondering where to start? The art department inside of Wortman's has all the supplies a first-timer or a pro could possibly need right on the edge of UNT's campus. I'm Gabby Carden, reporting for North Texas Television.
Fall has finally begun. A local business started the spooky season with their very own pumpkin patch. We'll have the latest.
And you can have it iced or hot. It's a drink that keeps college students motivated. More when we return.
Oh hey, didn't see you there. Let's get started. This is a motor vehicle. This is the blinker mechanism. To use it, push it up for the right blinker and down to go left. You're welcome. It was easy.
Former President Donald Trump came to Dallas over the summer. His visit was part of CPAC, an exclusive conference for conservative politicians and influencers alike. CPAC is the largest annual gathering of conservatives. This year's conference, subtitled America Uncanceled, was headlined by these political celebrities.
Don't laugh! You're now canceled. Congratulations.
Donald Trump Jr., the oldest son to Trump Sr., and self-confessed general of the meme wars.
Fauci is better at pitching baseballs than he is at science, okay? So true. I want to see them fact check that one. They have no chance.
Ironically, YouTube banned CPAC's live stream on the grounds of medical misinformation concerning COVID-19.
We've already sued Google. We're already part of a Facebook lawsuit. And of course, Twitter sued us when we started investigating them over deplatforming President Trump.
Ken Paxton, Texas Attorney General and top law enforcer of the state.
So do not believe the narrative, because in Texas, we are going to fight election fraud.
Paxton is currently on trial for 2 charges of security fraud. If sentenced, he could face up to 99 years in prison.
You can't shut down President Trump, and you can't shut all of us up forever.
Matthew Schlatt, political director under President Bush, chairman of the American Conservative Union, and key organizer of CPAC.
And for that reason, it's my honor to welcome to you President Donald J. Trump.
A 2.5-minute standing ovation for the former president.
And I'm thrilled to be back in the heart of Texas with the proud conservative patriots.
He spoke for an hour and a half to a ballroom of 4,000 people. His platform was all but familiar.
We will secure our borders. We will stop left-wing cancel culture. We will restore free speech and fair elections. And we will make America great again.
A new poll published by Newsweek found that Trump's support is diminishing across the country. Hannah, back to you.
Denton County Public Health has discovered 2 mosquito traps positive for West Nile virus. The traps are located south of the US 380 near South Paloma Creek and west of Copper Canyon. DCPH will spray near the positive mosquito traps tonight through Friday. The department recommends that residents take steps to lower the risk of catching the virus. Residents should drain standing water in yards and neighborhoods so that mosquitoes' breeding sites are not created. Dressing in long sleeves and pants when outside and using EPA-registered repellent is also recommended. More information and detailed maps of spraying areas can be found on the Denton County DOT Gov website. Now, Jasmine, I plan to visit the state fair this weekend. What should I expect the weather to look like?
Well, Hannah, don't book those tickets just yet. You can expect showers through Saturday with cooler temperatures moving in for your full weather forecast. Looking across North Texas right now, you can see that we're finally moving into those cooler conditions, getting into those high 80s and low 90s, with Graham leading at 94 and Sulphur Springs at the low of 85. Looking into our current conditions across the state, you can see same thing happening over here, high 80s, low 90s, with Abilene leading at 92, Tyler at 81. Looking into our 7-day forecast, as you can see the rest of the week, we do have showers up until Saturday. Sunday, you can see that Texas weather starting to clear back up with clear skies for the rest of your week. Back to you at the desk.
Fall is finally here, which means it's time for cozy sweaters and pumpkin patches.
Well, Hannah, you're just in luck because our segment anchor, Andrea Valdez, has just the place for you. Get that mic off.
That's right, Hannah, and although it may not be cold enough for those cozy sweaters just yet, we know that the fall weather is coming back once again, and it's finally time to get those pumpkin patch photos. Luckily, we have just the place to do that.
Starting as a passion project 5 years ago, Green Valley Gardens in Aubrey, Texas serves as a fun farm experience for families and visitors to the Denton County.
We transitioned into growing things here and offering a place for people to come out and actually enjoy the farm experience while getting flowers or produce that they wanted.
The farm offers different attractions like a petting zoo with chickens and goats, a flower garden for visitors to pick and buy flowers, a pumpkin patch, and plenty of photo opportunities at no cost to visitors.
I'm a painter, I'm an artist, and I've made all these little photo cutouts. You know, you put your face in the hole. I've made like 2 of those, and I set up a bunch of cute like hay bales and pumpkins for family photos.
My favorite is the flowers. They're beautiful. Everybody loves flowers. We have so many customers come in here and they just are so happy that we're offering this.
William says there are few spaces for people to enjoy a farm experience and take a break from the busyness of everyday life in a different environment without breaking the bank.
I want people to be able to come and enjoy themselves and just have an experience that's outside of, you know, the normal busy hustle and bustle of the city.
Green Valley Gardens wanted to celebrate the fall tradition of pumpkin patches by starting their first pumpkin patch on the farm, where guests can come in and cut small pumpkins or purchase bigger pumpkins that have been pre-cut.
We decided, let's do a pumpkin patch, but you need funds to get going on stuff like this. We're offering the flowers and the pumpkins in the fall. Everybody loves a pumpkin patch, you know. It's fall, that's part of I guess the culture here.
Green Valley Gardens hopes to add more attractions to the farm for the public to enjoy while keeping it small and continue to be a place for families to spend time together.
I want to feel like I'm doing something that's bettering, you know, the world or people's lives, and that feels good.
Green Valley Gardens is located on 9286 FM 428 in Aubrey, Texas, and is open on Thursdays and Fridays from 3 to 8, on Saturdays from noon to 8 p.m., and on Sundays from noon to 5 p.m. Back to you at the desk.
Every coffee lover is jumping for joy today. It's National Coffee Day, and you don't want to be caught without your Joe. ntTV's Taylor Davis has more on this story.
Thanks, Hannah. When life gives you lemons, trade them for coffee. September 29th is National Coffee Day. This famous drink goes way back to the 15th century. Yemen monks discovered the beans and began roasting them, creating what we now know as coffee. After being smuggled out of the Middle East and traveling through Europe and Indonesia, the beans made their way to America. By no surprise, coffee became very popular in 1773, following the Boston Tea Party protest.
In present days, American coffee shops are dealing with mile-long lines on the daily. Starbucks is giving a free cup of Pike Place coffee to customers with a reusable cup. Also, Dunkin' Donuts is offering a free medium cup of coffee with any purchase. Don't forget to snatch your free cup of joe today. I'm Taylor Davis. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Taylor. Bring back one of those coffees for me. If you're needing an extra pep in your step, dancing can be enjoyable and healthy for your body.
And the Olympics is not over yet. Winter is coming, and so is the Games. We will have more after the break.
We were having technical difficulties earlier, so let's head over to Madison McFarland, who's at the TWU campus with more.
Thanks, Hannah. Today I'm here on Bell Avenue, which just so happens to be one of the busiest roads here on the TWU campus. For years, the City of Denton and TWU have been discussing alternative ways to help control the flow of traffic here. This past June, TWU staff and the City of Denton presented their idea of turning the street into a bicycle and pedestrian corridor. City officials found no major concerns with their idea. However, the idea of permanently closing a city road to its residents did not sit well with the council. At this point, they are not moving forward with the road, but they are looking for other solutions. Reporting live here at TWU, Hannah and Andrew, back to you.
When we think about exercise, the image of lifting weights, jogging, or some other equally exhausting activity comes to mind. But tonight, ntTV's Your Health reporter, Jose Alonso, has a great way to stay fit and have fun at the same time.
Our lives gravitate towards school and work. It's become difficult to focus on our fitness and diets, especially with fast food becoming an easy, high-calorie meal to pick up in between classes.
Diet always trumps exercise. So if you're interested in losing weight, the first thing you should focus on is changing your diet. Eat foods that are less processed, eat foods that are raw, and eat foods that are healthier for you.
As students, we have multiple options and forms of exercising, whether it's running around campus or utilizing equipment at the Pole Recreation Center. If lifting or running on a treadmill doesn't seem to fit your style, then the rec also offers multiple group exercises like yoga and Zumba. Dance fitness classes are a great way to get the whole body moving.
Come on out, it's lots of fun. There's, classes all the time, every day of the week. So if one doesn't work with your schedule, there's probably another one that will. I don't know, it's really fun, taking on new challenges and stuff and stepping out of your comfort zone, because that's really how you grow as a person.
Dancing is a cardio exercise geared towards weight loss and maintenance. While moving with the high-speed pace of music, people can forget they're even exercising. It's important to have fun with whatever exercise you choose. This class looked like so much fun, I decided to get in on the action.
So Zumba is basically a program that uses anything from tango to salsa to hip hop to merengue. It just depends on what class you take. It's definitely entertaining in my behalf on having different songs and different connections that you can make through it. And I feel like Zumba is just a fun way to exercise, have friends.
And don't forget, it's important to always stretch before and after a workout.
Well, stretching is a good idea because it makes the muscles more pliable and loose. And it also increases your flexibility, which if you want to be a good dancer, you should be pretty flexible.
For ntTV News, I'm Jose Alonso.
And on the topic of sports, the IOC has announced its new restrictions in preparation for the Winter Olympics to control the spread of COVID-19. The Winter Games kick off in February, and so do the restrictions. Non-fully vaccinated participants will be required to go on a 21-day quarantine as well as a daily testing for vaccinated people. Similar to the Summer Games, no tickets will be sold to anyone living outside of China. A vaccine mandate will not be imposed, but vaccine rules will be stricter than it was at the Tokyo Olympics. And I don't know about you, Hannah, but as a former competitive skier myself, I am very much looking forward to seeing America take home the gold. But what is your favorite Olympic game?
You know, I definitely prefer the ice skating, but let's hand it over to our sports anchor, Sebastian Nava, who I'm sure is talking about baseball, not ice skating.
I certainly will be watching to see if the Rangers can avoid their 100th loss of the season. Plus, we preview both UNT basketball and Denton ISD high school football. Stick around for more.
Imagine it's ice cream day at the office. And everyone from the day before voted for their favorite flavor. Everyone but you. You decided not to vote. The flavor they picked isn't the one that you wanted. But can you really complain? Shh! Now imagine that with an elected official.
Choose not to vote, choose not to be heard. Get registered today.
Hey, listen to my flow to save some H2O. This my water rhyme, and this is how it goes. First, turn off the sink and take some time to think. When you waste water, our supply shrinks. When you take a shower, not more than an hour. Shoot for 10 minutes and save water power. Use a reusable bottle, smart like Aristotle. Ditch all the plastic and be a role model. And that was my H2O flow. Please remember how it goes, because if you don't, Earth will go, oh no!
UNT released a schedule for a men's basketball program looking to reach new heights this season. The Mean Green are looking to build off an exciting season where the team won their second consecutive Conference USA championship and reached the second round of the NCAA March Madness tournament. Their success led to being ranked 55th in the country by the NCAA's net rankings, the highest finish in program history. North Texas lost key players such as Javion Hamlet and Zachary Simmons to the draft process, but will look to come back with fifth-year forward Thomas Bell and former Conference USA all-freshman guard Reuben Jones to lead the Mean Green. The season will tip off against Oklahoma Christian of the Lone Star Conference on November 9th at the Super Pit in a doubleheader with the women's team. Well, it has been a long season for Rangers fans, as the Texas Rangers have struggled all season long. But a new challenge the Rangers are taking on is avoiding the dreaded 100-loss season. The Rangers currently have 99 losses and are on pace to lose 102 games this year, which would be the most since 1973. The Rangers took a step in the right direction last night as they hosted the Los Angeles Angels in the first game of 3. The Rangers were led by rookies Andy Ibanez and Adolis Garcia, who each had 2 RBIs on the night. Garcia's RBI single in the 7th inning pushed his season total to 88 RBIs, which ties the franchise record for RBIs by a rookie. Fellow rookie AJ Alexy continued to show promising signs as he threw for 5 innings and only gave up 2 runs to earn his 3rd win of the season as the Rangers beat the Angels 5-2. The Rangers will be sending Taylor Hearn to the mound tonight at 7:05 p.m. as they continue to avoid their 100th loss of the season with 5 games remaining. As we begin approaching the weekend, we begin approaching another weekend of Friday Night Lights here in Denton. This weekend starts off in Denton on Thursday night as the Denton Broncos will be taking on the Frisco Independence Knights. The Broncos will be looking to keep some of the momentum they earned from last Friday's 48-45 win over the Frisco Heritage Coyotes. Meanwhile, in Frisco, Denton Ryan will be facing Frisco Centennial at the newly renamed Kai Kendall Stadium. Denton Ryan is 3-0 in district play this season and is coming off a comfortable 27-3 victory over the Frisco Wakeland Wolverines. Then on Friday night, Denton Braswell will be visiting the undefeated Little Elm Lobos. The Braswell Tigers are looking to bounce back after a nail-biting overtime loss to McKinney Boyd. The task won't be easy as Little Elm is riding high after a 59-56 win over the Prosper Eagles kept them at 5-0. And last but certainly not least, Dan Geyer will be taking on the Prosper Eagles in what could be the game of the week. Dan Geyer is sitting at 5-0 on the season and will see a tough challenge in Prosper, who nearly played spoiler last week to Little Elm and gave Geyer all they could ask for last season. That's all I have for sports. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Sebastian, and best of luck to all of our Denton sports teams. Thanks for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at 6 here on North Texas Television.